Hey everybody, it's Amy Graham, the Badass Valkyrie, and I wanted to do a final wrap-up of One Book July, and today is the 5th. Sorry, I had a very hectic, crazy weekend, so I wasn't able to get this up at that point in time, but I just wanted to make sure that I had everything done, and I wanted to do one final flip through of everything. Now, as you know, my One Book July is actually over 3 books. This is my bullet journal. I'm using the bullet journal method in my Hobonichi Cousin Avec. This is my Hobonichi Weeks, which I use for self-care. And then this is my Chic Sparrow Chronos in a personal size. And I have several inserts in here that I use for my collections, for the lack of a better term for these. So I will go ahead and do a flip through of my July here. And again, this is my A5 Daphne from Chic Sparrow. And I love this cover so much. It is my favorite out of everything that I have. And again, I'm using the Hobonichi Cousin Avec, which it comes in 2 separate books. And just to go ahead and start from the beginning, my Year in Pixels is there, and I have not finished this out. I did in my actual bullet journal, and so it's like whatever one I'm in, I just need to copy it back over here. So then I have, this is my future log, and this is from July to December all the way to June of 2020. And this is what I use for my future log. I note down birthdays, appointments, anything like that. Just today I actually added my second nerve block. It's on September 10th at 1:20. Oh, I did not want to make that appointment. Oh, but this is what I use as my future log. And then this is how July looked. This is my monthly log. Normally in a bullet journal, you've seen it listed from 1 to 31 or 1 to 30. And then you have basically 1 line a day of what happened in that day. And instead of doing it that way, I'm using the pre-printed month at a glance and just writing it in. That works super well for me. I love it. Here I put my July goals and tasks that I want to get done that month. Here at the bottom, I just block that off and I put what I'm waiting for, any purchases and that sort of thing, and then I get them checked off. And this is what August looks like so far. Obviously, I have not filled that in for the weekend. Like I said, it was a hectic weekend, and I've got to just go back and fill that in. But it is the 5th today, so I will be doing that tonight. So then we flip forward to July 1. This is the weekly view in the Hobonichi Cousin Avec. And this is where I put my week at a glance. And I bring forward any weekly tasks that I have here. And then anything that sticks out, or if I need to call attention to something up here or down here, I do that. But this is what the first week of July looked like. And I am not color blocking. Again, in previous, the 6 months, I was color blocking. And I would put in my work week, my commute, when I woke up, my personal time, my workout training time, all of that. Here's how I was marking my fasting when I was doing different sections of time there back in April. But again, that was still, I had to go back in and pre-plan. I was only doing it every 3rd day at that point in time because I just started. And then I didn't put it in at all because I was just doing it daily. So I didn't feel like I needed to do that. But I was color blocking my week. Here in July, I decided to do it just like a bullet journal. And I just know this stays open at my desk and I just do it like this. And it worked out super great. Oh my goodness, how good it worked. And I'm not changing it. I'm not going back to color blocking. I love this so much that this is the 2nd week of August, or of July. Oh, 3rd week of July. And any tasks that did not get forward or get done got forwarded, and so I would use the forward arrow to notate that I moved it forward, or it got checked off, or it got an X if I didn't move it forward. Then this is the 4th week of July, and we are almost done here in this week. And again, a lot of things didn't get done in this week. I was taking it easy, and yeah, it was kind of hectic because I was having to deal with that, with no pain medication and all of that. And then this is the last week in August here, and this is, or in July here, and this is when we started August. And so this was last week, this was yesterday, and this is when I got my nerve block done. And yeah, I just notated what we got done that week or day, and this was my first day back to work, and time got away from me and I didn't fill it in. This is my life. It's because it's called a life book for a reason, and so some days end up like that. This is this week so far, and I have some things noted that I need to pay attention to, like I'm going to Boise this weekend to see my best friend who's coming back for a month, and I'm so excited to see her. She flies in on the 8th into Boise, and I'll be going up either Friday night or Saturday morning. Coffee Monster Co. Pre-sale goes on tomorrow. I'm also increasing my water intake to 112 ounces per day. I have been doing 80, but I feel like I need more, and there's where we're at so far. Then flipping to July. These were my goals for July. I ended up, my weight did not change from July 1st to August 1st. And, I mean, it did change through the month because maximum I hit was 230.8. My average was 228.2, but on August 1st, I actually ended the same amount that I actually started in July. My average steps were less. This is the first month in the year that I have not met my step goal. Mostly because my runs towards the end throughout the whole month, because of my neck, have been reduced or non-existent. And so, yeah, but that's okay. I will tell you how I'm handling that when I show you August. My average sleep time was still above 7 hours, so that's awesome. I did get started my 14-hour fast from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. I did not get 2 blogs done or 1 podcast. I did remove the old deck. I organized my desk in my study. We did clear out the backyard, and I'm just not counting my mileage this month. Simply because I was unable to do what I normally do in a month. So this is how the month looked. This is my daily layout. For dailies in my previous 6 months, I would still block it out. I put my tasks up there, my schedule here, the 4 things that I was focusing on, and then it just kind of, towards the end of the 6 months, it just kind of got to where I was like, I don't even know what I'm putting here. I was trying training, my fasting, what I was grateful for, my primary focus on that day, but I was spending too much time, blocking out the month as a whole, and then trying to figure out what I wanted to use these different blocks for. This just comes naturally using the bullet journal method in this book. And I still put in points of my schedule into the schedule here. I just put in any kind of tasks up here still, but that's kind of what that's made for. And then anything I wanted to pay attention to or notate separately there, but my journaling, my notes about the day, anything like that goes there. And it was just natural. This is how the weeks looked. Some days I had a ton, some days I didn't. On Sundays, I would do a week in review, and it would review the previous week. And that worked out great. And this is just the way it's going to continue. I love this. It has worked out so much better. There is no stress involved. I get everything put down that I want, and I don't feel the need to fill a page if I don't want to. A lot of times it just fills up by itself. And, you know, I put in notes or things I need to think about or whatever, And using the bullet journal method, this is how it works. And, you know, some days, like I said, I don't put in a lot because I have a busy day. This was the 29th. This was the 30th, Greg's 50th birthday. This is when I had my neck block. So not a lot got done after the injection started wearing off because I was in too much pain. And then this is how the month ended. For August, I have weight starting at 227. Fired Up from Disturbed is my theme for this month. And my motto that I keep, or my mantra really, my mantra for this month is start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. And that has gotten me off my ass several times already, and it's only the 5th. So that is my mantra for the month. My August goals, I've moved to 16/8 fasting, which is from 11:30 p.m. or 11:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. is my eating window. But from 7:30 p.m. to 11:30 a.m., I am fasting. And it has gone fairly well. I'm actually down. And so I'm down from 227, I'm down to 224.6 as of this morning. And it has actually helped changing that window. It was a little rough the first couple of days because I was like at about 9:30, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of hungry. But it has kind of evened out. So still about 10:30, 11-ish, I'm like, what am I going to eat? I'm hungry. I should eat. And I do. So trying to get to bed by 10:30 every night and to stick to a daily exercise for the entire month. It does not necessarily have to be running. It can be strength training, which I have to do. And it can be with the TRX. It can be weightlifting, any of that. On the 19th of this month, I actually start back to yoga. And I may actually, well, I do yoga Monday and Wednesday afternoons from 5:30 to 6:20. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm probably going to start doing a weight training class. So this is how the first went. And this is how I have August set up. And as you can see, there is no change. I love this so much. Oh my goodness. So that's how I did the bullet journal method in my Hobonichi Cousin Avec. And it works in conjunction with my weekly, my Hobonichi Weeks. And this is where I track my self-care. This is what the first week of July looked like. This is the second week. And this is where I actually use my stickers and stuff because it just makes me happy. And this is my self-care journal. And I like putting things in there that make me happy. I use washi tape. I use stickers. And it just brings me joy. As you can tell, as the flip-through for my Cousin Avec, it's very bare bones. But this is not. I love using my stickers in here. I don't know what the difference is, but I do. This is the mid-July here, 15th through the 21st. And then this is almost the last week of July. And then we had the last 3 days of July here. And this is where I won the coffee mug and I had my neck block. It was horrible, but this is my husband's birthday here. And had issues with my car on Friday. I was stranded for 4 hours, but my husband came and saved me. And I needed to buy a new battery on Saturday. So luckily, after the new battery, everything is fine. But I had a hectic weekend. So, and then this starts this week. And I just have not put anything in here yet, but I will be doing that later on tonight as well. Usually my weeks get set up on Monday nights. So that is how my weeks, the weeks look in the weeks. And this is how the month looked. I still have to go back and put in my wins. I have them noted in here. I just haven't transferred them over here. But I have my Finding 52 is all listed here. For the last 2 weeks, I had spent time with my new ruin set and did some research with Nordic ruins. And here I did, I had a coffee date with myself and my new mug that I won. And I called it coffee therapy. And it was lovely. I brewed a 6-cup Chemex of decadent, luscious, amazing coffee, and just sat on the couch, enjoyed my coffee, and relaxed for almost 2 hours. I read, I surfed the web, I just checked out and took time for myself, and I loved it. So, but that's how it turned out in my weeks. And then just to kind of give you an update on this is, like I said, this is my collections basically. This is my run log. And in July, yeah, not good at all. But I've already had 3 runs today, this month, and I'll have another one today. And then this is my, just my calendar that I keep little notes and stuff here. This is how July ended up looking here. And then my week at a glance. This book goes with me everywhere. This is always in my handbag, whereas my A5 and my weeks stay on my desk. So this was the beginning of July, and this is the 2nd week, 3rd week, and 4th week of July, and this is the week, well, this was the last ending of July and last week, and then this is this week. And so these have my August goals. I just take this and move it forward into the next week. That's why you kind of sometimes see blank here, because I've had that there and I didn't write anything. But this is just so I have stuff with me. And then this is my tracker. These are what I'm tracking for August, but this is what ended up looking like in July. And that last week in July just kind of, yeah. And I'm like, I could go back and fake it, but I'm like, no, because this is really what happened. And so there's that. And then this is the second half of July for my tracking, for my sleep tracking, my fasting, all of that. And this is what happens. I update this every morning, and with my sleep schedule, my fasting schedule, where my pain was, all of that. And so this is my collections kind of thing. And sometimes I just got that information in there. And again, this is real life, and this is One Book July. So this is how it ended up. And this, I actually ended up putting this on the wrong day. So I was like, why is that already filled out? And I'm like, oh, because I skipped. So I had to go back and put today here. And this is how I'll end it, and I'll update the steps and all of that. But that, oh, and my food tracker. So this is where I have all my stuff that I eat a lot. I just keep it in there. And sometimes I put in the amounts, sometimes I don't. But I find it just as important to actually just write it down, so I am aware of what I'm doing. And if I ever wanted to go back to do and put this in, I can. But like this is today, and this is what I've had so far. And I've got to put in my lunch today. I just had a salad, and I'll put in for my dinner here in a few minutes. So there you go. That is my One Book July, and I will, it shouldn't be a surprise to anybody how much I loved it. So it worked perfectly, and I am extremely happy with it. The method, everything works beautifully in my Cousin Avec, and I am not changing anything for August. So it will stay the same. The cute little owl leaf from Woolly Planner. I love it. It's going to stay the same. I don't plan on changing anything in my Cousin Avec. And One Book July was officially declared a success for me. I loved it, and nothing is changing. So there you have it. Let me know down below how your One Book July ended. If you had any major changes, or if you're going to keep with what you were trying in One Book July, which is what I'm doing. So I hope it was a good experience for you. If you didn't get in on it in time this year, just plan for it next year, and just note it in your 2020 book, and it's just something to look forward to. So I really enjoyed it this year, and I am super happy with being able to combine the bullet journal method with my Hobonichis, and it's worked out wonderfully. And I cannot say enough good things about it. So I hope you had as good of an experience as I did. And on the flip side, if you didn't make it through even a week without changing or going back to your old stuff, that's okay. Don't feel like it was a failure. The fact that you attempted it was great. And as many of you know, last year was a horrible, horrible experience for me. I hated it. I hated every single minute of it because I wasn't in my Hobonichi. And that's why this year I figured out a way to make it work for me. And in turn, it has changed the way I plan. For how long, I have no idea. Who knows? Next year, there may be a whole new kind of epiphany out there that I want to try, and I may change it then. I may change it tomorrow. I don't know. But that, you know what? It's okay. You do whatever planning you need to do to make your life better, because you should adapt. You should never have to adapt your life to your planner. Your planner should be able to adapt to your life. And that's what this has done for me. And that is the beautiful sentiment that, Ryder Carroll always talks about. That's why he loves the bullet journal method, because it adapts to the way he needs it to be. And, whether you made it through or not, I think that you should consider it a success one way or the other because you actually tried it. And if you didn't, that's okay too. If you have planner peace, why mess with perfection? So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And as always, spend the rest of your life celebrating, because it is a wonderful, wonderful world that we live in. And you should always try to make it a better place. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.